Saber Ryan Jimmo, continuing on with Rage in the Cage 173, the Celebrity Theater in downtown Phoenix. And Jimmo, as Eric Regan makes his way into the cage with a 15-23 record to face Estevan Payan. This is a huge fight. These two guys do not like each other at all. They fought once in the past. Payan got the victory years ago. There's been a lot of smack talk leading up to this fight. They had to be separated at the weigh-ins yesterday. And as you look at Eric Regan there and you look into those eyes, those are the eyes of a fighter.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim. I mean, yeah, at the weigh-ins yesterday, it was a little bit crazy. I thought something was going to erupt. These guys looked like they wanted to eat each other's nose off. I'll tell you, it was pretty crazy. A lot of tension there, and I think it's going to be a great fight where you see a couple guys come in that want to kill each other.
Eric Regan's been around a long time. 15 wins, we mentioned. Active there in the cage, and his last fight was here at Rage in the Cage on April 18th against Jade Porter, as Estevan Payan will make his way into the cage. But he's fought, speaking of Eric Regan, he's fought Yasin Meza, he's fought Jacob Dupree, he's fought Victor Meza, he's fought a lot of the top local fighters. It hasn't had a lot of luck lately. Jacob McClintock, another name that some of the fans might remember. Melvin Gillard, he fought. Just so many fights, and again, he lost to Estevan Payan October 13th of 2007. As you look at El Terrible there, Estevan Payan coming off 3 consecutive losses in the UFC, and it was just announced recently that he will be fighting on the Bellator card coming to Phoenix in late September.
Yeah, you always wonder about these guys who have like records like 14 and 25. That's a journeyman, in the purest sense of the word. And unfortunately, sometimes guys like this are brought in to like build other fighters. So I'm hoping that's not the case here. That's going to be that blatant. But guys fought before, and they both wanted it for sure.
And you look at Estevan Payan there with Trevor Lally from Arizona Combat Sports putting grease on his face. And Trevor is a good dude, been around a long time, helped a lot of fighters start their careers. He's also got Tom Ortiz, former ASU wrestling coach, in his corner as well. So he's got a pretty stacked corner, does Estevan Payan. A lot of years of experience and a lot of knowledge to help him out.
Should be an interesting fight, especially if Estevan Payan has fought in the higher levels of the sport. You know, I wonder how technically proficient he is compared to his counterpart in the ring right now.
He's a striker, you know, Estevan. He's a guy who's going to hit you a lot. He'll throw a lot of kicks at you. He's got pretty good jiu-jitsu. You know, not the strongest fighter in this weight class, not the best wrestler for sure. So Regan feels like he can kind of bully him around a little bit. Payan doesn't like it when guys just try to grab him and clinch. As we look at the beautiful Katie Coles, our Rage babe, walking around the cage. The anticipation has been building, Ryan Jimmo, for a long time, and we are ready to go with Estevan Payan and Eric Regan.
It's time.
Let's go into the cage to Rockin' Rick Reyes to introduce this one.
Welcome. These are the principles of our super fight. On my left, black trunks, white trim, fighting out of the red corner. 5'9", 163 pounds. Fights out of BAAG Wrestling and is sponsored by Karate Mark. Hailing from Ogdensburg, New York, and now fighting out of Arizona. There's a record of 25 wins, 24 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Eric, the Iron Prince, Regan. His opponent on my right, wearing solid black trunks. I'm sorry, he does have white and red trim. He's fighting out of the blue corner. 5'11", 165 pounds. Record of 14 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw. He hails from right here in Phoenix, Arizona, and is sponsored by Triad Diagnostic Solutions. He fights out of the world-renowned Arizona Combat Sports.
All right, it's time, Ryan Jimmo, for Estevan Payan and Eric Regan. Payan to your left and Regan to your right. Regan is a brawler. Payan is a striker. This should be a great fight, and right away they start exchanging. Regan comes in looking for the jab. Payan tags him 3 or 4 times in a row. Regan tries to grab him for the takedown. Can't get him down, and this is turning into a big-time brawl right away.
Wow, immediately Regan got hit with those punches, and he went right to his wrestling, and now he's the one on the ground right now with Payan laying down a little bit of punishment on top.
Estevan Payan all over Eric Regan early again. We mentioned these two guys don't like each other at all. Not sure why our referee Algaini is separating the guys here. Regan on the ground. I think he's going to restart him in the same position.
He lost his mouth guard.
That's what it is.
That's
he lost
important.
his mouth guard, and here comes Payan right back on Regan.
Well, that was interesting. He kind of slowed down. I was like, okay, go hit him some more. And he just jumped right back in there. Started laying down the hammer fist, the lefts, the rights. And Payan is doing, well, there's another shot. Let's see how he does it on the feet.
Estevan Payan and Eric Regan, our co-main event here tonight. Dale Soapy and Corey Tugboat Timmerman is the main event, the heavyweight championship coming up next as Regan throwing kicks at Payan. Now a knee from Estevan Payan.
This has turned into a little bit of a dirty brawl here. Like these guys, like Payan seems to be the cleaner of the two fighters, but it's almost like he's being drawn into a little bit of a dirty brawl with Regan's style.
And that's what Regan does. He likes to come in and he can absorb a lot of punishment, can Eric Regan. Payan still continuing with the knees. His Muay Thai is pretty good as well. Estevan never shy about letting
a little bit of Karate Kid coming out here.
That looks like a Ryan Jimmo special right there. Jimmo started in karate, for those of you who don't know. Now he's a UFC fighter.
Right now, I think it's a good idea for Regan to kind of slow this fight down and try to like wait till Payan slows down a little bit if he wants to have any chance here. He doesn't want to be sitting there taking fresh shots from Payan because he's going to come faster, he's going to come harder. He's going to be able to hit him a lot cleaner and crisper right at this point in the fight. So he wants to slow him down. I think Regan clinching him up is the right idea here.
Yeah, I think that Regan's stronger, Payan's a lot quicker. A lot of knees from Estevan Payan, and Regan goes down to the canvas again. Payan with another knee right into the chest.
I got to tell you, this will look like a one-sided beatdown, and Regan seems to be the punching bag. So it's interesting how it's turned out. Coming with a leg kick, another head kick.
And a big left from Payan, and another one wobbles Regan. How does he keep coming?
I don't know. He's got some kind of weird, sloppy, kind of Matrix-style stand-up here, Jim, and it's interesting to watch because he's starting to land more and more. And I got to tell you, when you're sparring with a guy like this, sometimes they're way harder to fight than someone who's clean and crisp because they come with unpredictable stuff from different lines, and they're just tough guys to spar with.
Payan with a lot of shots landed in this opening round against Eric Regan.
Regan's doesn't look any worse for the wear for it, though. He's still coming forward, still seems pretty fresh. In fact, he's the one that's walking down Payan.
Payan at a disadvantage weight-wise, obviously, looking at the two fighters. Payan's normally about 155, Regan about 170.
We're looking at Regan did have some double underhooks, so he didn't get to take advantage of it, so should look at, if I was Regan, I would clinch up a little bit more, wear him down, slow him down a little bit, and try to make the fight even out a little bit on the feet. Because right now, like I said, when Payan's fresh, he's going to be tagging Regan like crazy. So he wants to slow him down.
Clinch him up.
Turn to a bit of a wrestling match, tire him out a little bit.
Oh, big knee from Payan again.
Yeah, that was a little ugly.
Again, we're doing UFC rules, so knees to the face, elbows right there for you if you want them. You can get them. Oh, Regan just misses with a head kick.
Just an ugly style. But he's landing, though, so, it's going to be interesting how this fight goes on. He seems to have a little bit of a Homer Simpson cinder block head here. So, he's landing some good shots now.
Payan's hands were down up against the cage.
And a right.
Payan with a big left, and now a knee to the midsection, unloading on Regan with knees and shots.
How is he even standing still? Like, those are clean shots, knees, uppercuts, left hooks. Like, he's hitting them with everything. And look, he's still coming. He doesn't even look like he's the worst for wear. He's doing jumping, spinning back kicks.
If you shoot him, he'd catch the bullet between his teeth. That's what this looks like right now. Eric Regan taking punishment here in this first round against Estevan Payan.
Absolutely incredible. So, some guys are like diesels. They just keep chugging along, and some guys are like sports cars, and they go fast at first, and then their fuel runs out, and they slow down, and then that diesel is going faster than them come second and third round. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this. Because I don't think Regan's getting knocked out.
It doesn't look that way. It looks like the punches. I wouldn't say it's a lack of power on his part. But it's crazy. I mean, you look at it, you're a pro fighter. What's it like when you fight a guy who can absorb that kind of punishment? Because not many guys can.
No, it's true. When you hit a guy and he just like shrugs off, keeps moving forward, it's a little disheartening. It's like, uh-oh.
What
Okay.
a first round there between Payan and Regan.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a little bit like, it's a little worrisome. It's like, well, what do we got to do to hit this guy? And as if you're a seasoned fighter, you'll realize as I hit this guy, it's going to start wearing on, and eventually those shots are going to take more and more. He's maybe a little bit fresh, full of adrenaline. Maybe he's not going to like feel as much, but it's a little guys where I boot a guy in the head and he just like kind of shrugs off and keeps coming at me. It's like, what do I got to do? I should someone get me a baseball bat, like maybe a cinder block throw at him? What can we do here?
Trevor Lally barking out instructions to his fighter Estevan Payan, who has to be wondering how many more times he has to hit Eric Regan. I think this is exactly what Payan wanted to do. He wanted to unload with the striking, got into the Muay Thai, hit a lot of knees to the midsection of Regan, and he's got to be wondering what he has to do to hurt this guy. We'll see what happens in round 2, and conversely for Regan, he can't keep taking that punishment. What can he do?
I mean, I think he has to clinch up. He's got a wrestling background. Turn into a bit of a wrestling match. Maybe get a takedown. Turn it into an ugly brawl. He wants to at least trade evenly, where he's got the kind of stranger, more cagey style, and turn into a wrestling match.
Here we go with round 2, Payan and Regan. Regan comes right at him in the center of the cage.
Yeah. I think if Regan tries to make this a technical striking match where he tactically tries to pick him apart, it's going to be a long night for him. So he needs to turn into like a bit of an ugly brawl where he can exchange shots and maybe catch a little bit more because he's got that strange style.
Oh.
Or be the Karate Kid, be Mr. Ralph Macchio, and that's what he needs to do. Maybe turn into a bit of a wrestling match.
Payan hits him with combos, gets in and out, which is smart on his part.
That's what he wants to do.
You don't want to stand there and trade toe-to-toe and be clenched up with a bigger guy who's got you by about 15 pounds and wrestling background, great chin. Regan looks pretty good on his feet, though. Doesn't look wobbly at all.
He looks like he's having a fun time in there. And he's throwing back, and Payan needs to like pick and move, stick and move, stick and move. He doesn't want to get into a bit of a brawl with this guy because he can't hurt him.
Nice jab from Regan under the right eye of Payan. Almost got him again. Payan has to be wondering what he's got to do against Regan here.
And no matter what he does, Regan just seems to keep stalking forward. Look, he doesn't even care. He just keeps stalking forward. It's like those punches aren't having any kind of effect on him. So that's positive.
He just turned Estevan right around up against that cage, illustrating your point.
So he's obviously got a little bit more of a strength and a wrestling background. I think he needs to utilize it here a little bit. He needs to use a little bit of a fight IQ here. I don't know how high it is, but obviously he's winning the fight when he can put him on the cage, land some knees, and turn it into a brawl. So I think that's his formula, but it doesn't seem like Payan's letting him do that. Like
Look at Payan hitting him.
And there's a takedown we were talking about.
Was that a takedown or a slip? It looked like it could be halfway in between the two.
Yeah.
But Payan in control now. Regan's got Payan back up against the cage.
Yep, he's got a hook in, and there's 2 hooks right now. So we'll see what the ground games are like for these guys. We didn't get to see it too much before. Payan was on top pretty dominantly from ground pound from the back, but now that he's not in a non-dominant position, we're going to see how this plays out.
Regan finally with a chance to rest a little bit and not absorb shots from Payan, working the back, trying to maneuver against the former UFC fighter who will fight for Bellator coming up in September rather.
He got reversed here now.
Grand Canyon University, and here comes Payan right back on top with the hammer fist.
Wow, and he got up right away. Like, geez, that's that wrestling background. Wrestlers are hard to hold down because they understand the mechanics of holding someone else down. So, well, he got him reversed, but he didn't take advantage of it enough. I think he should have probably stayed on top and let him have it a little bit.
Regan looks much better in this round, though, than he did in round number 1.
Look, Len, that's like a 4 power, but he's landing at least.
And he keeps stalking Payan in the center of the cage. Payan's still quick on his feet.
Obviously, and everyone...
Oh, big combo.
Oh, wow, good left hand by Regan, too, as well. Obviously, Payan's the superior fighter technically. There's no question there, but you know what? Just for the heart that Regan's got, you got to kind of be a fan of the guy.
Yeah, the crowd loves stuff like this, man. The crowd capacity here at Celebrity Theater, the first Rage in the Cage event for new owners Nathan and Nolan Highland, the second longest running MMA promotion in the world, Rage in the Cage. And this fight, not disappointing, delivering everything that we thought it would. The Facebook war beforehand, the stare down, and the almost confrontation at the weigh-ins yesterday, as Regan's still throwing kicks at Payan. and Payan hits him with another left and gets out.
I think Regan's doing the right thing if he wants to come back into this fight. He's making a bit of a dirty brawl, lots of exchanges with his strange style. You know, look at that. He won that exchange. He won that. Well, he got a jab there, but he's making the exchanges a little more even. So Payan's punches aren't landing as clean as Chris. The judges are going to have a hard time. Ooh, big right hand.
Right from Payan.
But it's like it doesn't affect him. He just moved right ahead. He didn't even care.
And he lands a couple now. Regan slips up against the cage.
Oh, goodness. Oh, going for that takedown. Low single. Let's see if he can get it. Doesn't look like he's going to here. Oh, and he does. Awesome.
Falling right into a choke, though. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, you know, maybe I'm being a little bit biased here. I'm starting to cheer for Regan a little bit too much just because the guy's an animal a little bit.
There's a right into the grill of Payan from Regan. He is definitely a different breed in that cage. Still going for that single leg up against the cage on Payan. And
he's going to run the pipe and try to get to the back. Just a little bit sloppy. Fatigue might be starting in. Wrestling's you know, in the three things, the stand-up, the wrestling, and then jiu-jitsu in the MMA, the wrestling is the most exhausting, you know. So takedowns are harder to hit. They're also harder to defend against. But, you know, we saw him attempt that right there, and he just didn't have the steam to do it.
That's how a guy like your teammate Ryan Bader or CB Dalloway, Cain Velasquez will wear guys down, wrestling them. They have better cardio and they're world-class wrestlers. What was that from Regan? He's on the leg and he gets the takedown.
Wow, he did a frontward flipping. Wow, that was awesome, Jim. And then he nailed the takedown.
The round ends as he hits the takedown. Now, I don't know if Regan won that round or not. I'm not a judge. But I mean, much better performance by Regan in round 2 than in round 1.
Absolutely.
Round 1, he did nothing but eat shots, you know, punches and knees throughout the entire round. In that round, some people might score that for Regan.
They possibly could. I'm probably going to lean towards Payan just because, you know, he landed cleaner shots, I thought, and he was a little bit more dominant.
Rage Babe making sure everybody knows it's round number 3. Payan does have a bit of a hot-headed temper. I don't think he would take issue with me saying that. He fights with emotion. He's got a lot of pride. He does get a little hot-headed sometimes. You can see his coach, Trevor Lally, talking to him. It got a little heated there. What do you think he was saying?
I don't know. He's probably telling, if he is a hot-headed guy, he's probably telling him to settle down. He arguably has the first 2 rounds already in there. Tell him to settle down, pick your shots. You're the much cleaner technical fighter. So just be sharper with your stuff and smarter with when you do it. Don't get into big brawls. Don't throw like 3 or 4, you know, punch exchanges. 1 or 2, get out, move, kick, you know, stay calm, and don't let your emotions get the better of you.
Round number 3, the championship round here, the third of 3 5-minute rounds. Estevan Payan and Eric Regan. There's been tremendous action so far in this fight. Regan and Payan stalking each other in the center of the cage.
Big right hand by Regan.
Exchange there from both fighters. Jim Saber and Ryan Jimmo here
right there
at Rage in the Cage 173, the Celebrity Theater in downtown Phoenix. And look at Regan still looking pretty fresh with that spinning kick.
And we saw Payan throwing a few jabs in there, and that's what he wants to do. Jab, 1, 2, inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks, you know. Stay away from the ugly brawls, and then get out. He doesn't want to...
Well, big left from Payan, and now a right behind it.
A little bit of left hand to come out on the way out of Payan as well. I think he wants to stay sharp and crisp. 1 or 2 hit combinations, then jump back out, and then wait for your time again. He's winning this fight, I think, and I think he doesn't need to do anything stupid to jeopardize that.
It would be a big upset for Regan if he comes out with a victory, and it would not look good for Payan with that Bellator fight coming up. Now, Payan's had a really short camp for this fight, but he has been talking a lot of trash, as has Regan. Had them on our radio show a couple of weeks back, and they were just going at it over the phone. Leading up to this one, sold a lot of tickets, Jimmo, with the hype.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, you know, one thing with Regan, I don't see him having knockout power. He's hitting him a lot with left hand. He's hitting him. Regan is hitting Payan, but he doesn't have knockout power. He doesn't have a good base. He does not turn those hands over. He's like, you can see those punches aren't strong punches. So I don't think Payan should be afraid of getting knocked out. I don't think he wants to get pulled into an ugly, make the judges a little bit confused who's the superior fighter.
Payan's left has been very effective in this round. That lead hand, he's hit some jabs and a couple of hooks with it to the face of Regan. And there's another one, straight jab right to the nose.
Oh, God.
Oh, a big right and a left to the ear.
It's like he doesn't even care. Eh? That guy's going to be barking at buses when he gets older. Holy jeez.
Oh, another big right by Estevan Payan. He has hit Regan, I would say, over 100 times in this fight. Wouldn't you say?
Yep. I'm not keeping count. That's a good estimation.
And now Regan pins Payan up against the cage as the two continue to go at it, clinched up with a knee there. That's actually Payan.
Yeah.
Another big left had Regan pinned against the cage.
Listen, Regan is a Chris Leben of the Rage in the Cage.
Right.
Leben of Rage in the Cage right here. Just a guy who got a cinder block head, you know, can take a lot of shots, a little bit of an ugly style, always moves ahead.
It's almost hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it for his heart, but man, this guy is just eating a ton of shots here.
Oh, Payan nails him again with a right.
I mean, Regan's going to have to do something like real significant here to pull this third round out and potentially have a chance of winning this fight. Either finish him or he needs to start like seriously showing some form of domination here in the third in order to have any chance. Otherwise, what I'm seeing right now, he's slowed down. Payan's still keeping his level up pretty good, and he just turned into a punching bag.
Payan dominating this fight against Eric Regan. Unable to come close with that spinning kick. He looks good doing it, does Regan, but just not on the level of Payan here tonight in this fight, although he did look pretty good in round number 2, and he eats another big right after another jumping spin.
Spinning back fist.
I didn't see a fist or a kick on that one. He just jumped up and spun around. Now you see me, now you don't. Matrix style.
He should, you know, he should be like a character. Oh, almost took a headshot with a kick there. He should be like a character in a video game right now, maybe in Street Fight.
Payan extremely quick with the kick coming on the heels of a punch with the combo. Oh, and another big right. Payan with a wild overhand left that misses.
And here's another thing. We're seeing, like, Payan's clearly the superior athlete here. You can see in his physique, in his shoulders, and the way he's built. You know, you can see that he's a little faster, a little quicker, lighter on his feet. And technically better as well, unfortunately, for Regan.
A couple of big punches from Payan.
And that's what's starting to dominate the MMA scene now. The really fast, strong guys who are the superior athletes, just like the other sport.
Payan again hits him with a left. Every time Regan throws a right, that left counter from Payan is in there before his punch comes near him. Kind of reminds you of Ryan Bader, Lyoto Machida. Bader had a big right hand headed for the face of Machida, but before it got there, he was knocked out by Machida's counterpunch.
Straight right,
quick counterpunchers can get you that way. There's another one, perfect example right there.
Yeah, and look, Regan's still moving ahead. You know, sometimes the hardest guys to fight are the guys that when you're hitting them, they don't. It's like you're not hitting them. They're not even reacting to the fact that they're getting hit a lot. It's like they're not afraid of getting knocked out. Like when you're hitting a guy and you're hitting him a lot, he should be moving it back and saying, "This is hurting me." You know, like, "Oh, I got to be careful." When they're not, it's just like they're really hard to fight because you have to keep running from them so you don't.
Oh, Regan. I mean, I don't know what that was. Now Payan through the guard. And that's the end of the fight. Regan's got Payan's arm, it looks like. Oh, man, and Payan drills him after the bell. I think Regan had his arm and wouldn't let go. He tried to armbar him after the bell. And I don't think Regan heard the bell.
No, well, you know what, that happens sometimes. You get in your own little zone, you're on point, and you don't realize what's going on around you. You're just to see.
What a fight. Estevan Payan and Eric Regan. Eric Regan looking like Rocky Balboa minus the comeback victory.
My goodness.
What an exhausted look on the face of Estevan Payan. He's not happy right now, Jimmo.
No, they were fighting like a couple of bums fighting over a mustard sandwich.
It looked like there at the end of the fight, either Regan didn't hear the bell or he didn't care about the bell, wouldn't release the armbar. I don't want to say that he was trying to hurt Payan in any way. I don't have any idea. But what a performance by these two fighters.
Yeah, this is certainly a brawl for the ages here.
The fans loving it here tonight. At Rage in the Cage 173, there's a look at Eric Regan. Great performance by Estevan Payan, and then Eric Regan just absorbing punishment like crazy.
Just a fight that you really had to appreciate. And I became a fan of Regan tonight. You know, he had a lot of heart, not a whole lot of technique, but he made the fight semi competitive just through his heart alone. You know, Payan was obviously a technically superior guy, and you know, Regan made it competitive just because he wanted to be in there and fight.
See our ring announcer Rocket Rick Reyes heading into the cage. What a wild fight between Estevan Payan and Eric Regan in our co-main event. We still have the heavyweight championship matchup coming up between Dale Soapy from your gym, Power MMA and Fitness, and the tugboat Corey Timmerman, almost 900 pounds of male, going to be in that cage. See the fighters in here. Looks like Al Guiney is bringing them in for the official decision. And with that, we go to Rockin' Rick Reyes. Ryan Jimmo.
Go! Fighters!
Ryan Jimmo has made his way into the cage as well.
Judges voted unanimously in this contest 30-27 for your winner, fighting out of the blue corner,
Estevan Payan picks up the victory. A hard-earned victory right there in this matchup. Still to come, Soapy and Timmerman, the heavyweight championship on the line at Rage in the Cage 170.